And with this job complete, the mast, boom, and rigging project comes to an end. There's a couple of little things that I need to tweak. For instance, I need to replace the Windex, and I need to align the masthead light, the anchor light, or the tri-light. And I wanted to talk to you about this thing. There's 2 bolts on this. The gooseneck fitting, one there, that bolt into the mast to keep the boom in place. When I bought the boat, the fitting was actually sitting on a piece of wood that was held in place by these 2 screws here. When I went to take them out, I realized that they basically weren't screwed in at all. I could wiggle them out, but I thought, no big deal, just over drill them, put some helicoils in there, and put new bolts in, which is what I attempted to do. But what I discovered when I tried to do that was that the top bolt, the hole was way too big. So when I put the tap in to tap for helicoils, it felt like it was going, but there was insufficient thread for the bolt to, or for the helicoil to catch on. So when I turned the helicoil in and then put the bolt inside the helicoil just pushed out. So I thought, no big deal. So always got a solution. And I over drilled again to 5/16. The originals were 1/4. And I put helicoils in, and the bottom bolt worked just fine, and the top bolt was off center. The gooseneck fitting has a little bit of play side to side, but not enough to allow the 5/16 bolt to go home. So I had to drop the fitting, drill new holes that were centered. I actually had to drill the fitting out to get a 5/16 bolt through it. And I dropped it down, used the fitting as a pilot, and re-drilled the mast, put helicoils in, which is kind of redundant because there was nothing wrong with the threads that I put in. I just wanted to do it because of the corrosion issue, right? Stainless steel and aluminum. And then I was able to put the fitting in. The other issue that I ran into is putting the bolts in. It takes a 3/4 inch bolt in here, and as you can see, there's not enough room to put a bolt in. The gooseneck pin is in the way, so I had to pull the pin out, move the boom off, and complete the job that way. So what should have taken about 30 seconds ended up taking best part of the week because I had to run back and forth to the hardware store to get drill bits and helicoils and all the supplies necessary to do the job. But that's just an example of how it goes in boat land. Things often go sideways when they shouldn't be going sideways. The other thing that I need to do is, if you look at the mast here, there is no place to put the sail lugs into the sail track. They're actually down here. So up until now, the process for putting the sail on and off the mast is to actually drop the gooseneck past the opening here, feed the sail lugs in, then lift the whole affair up, which would mean pinching off the cotter pins, dropping the pin out, undoing the bolts, dropping the boom, putting the sail in, and then reversing the process, which seems to be awfully inconvenient and kind of a poor way to run a boat. But that's just me. So as I said, the mast and the boom rigging job is pretty much complete, with the exception of those little tweaky things, the wind vane, the tri-light at the top, and I need to cut a notch out of the track here in order to feed the sail lugs into the mast to get it up there, which should not prove to be too much of a problem. Famous last words. So with that, the boom installation comes to an end. And as always, fair winds, following seas, and God bless.